Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 58 in the book of Hebrews. Today's title is Working Hard for Something That Can Only Be Given Freely. So, God is in the holiness business. God is in the grace business. And we're going to ask kind of a question today is, in what sense am I in the holiness business? And in what sense am I in the grace business? What is God's job and what are my duties towards holiness and grace? And we're going to find that is we are to be running hard after something that only God can give. And we're supposed to be striving towards holiness that is only sourced, not in us, but in a holy God. So God is in the holiness business, and I will be involved in the relentless pursuit of holiness. So we are to get busy, to run after a grace that only God can give. This is from Hebrews chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore, lift your drooping hands and strengthen your weak knees, and make straight paths for your feet, so that what is lame may not be put out of joint, but rather be healed. Strive for peace with everyone, and for the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. See to it that no one fails to obtain the grace of God, that no root of bitterness springs up and causes trouble, and by it many become defiled, that no one is sexually immoral or unholy like Esau, who sold his birthright for a single meal. For you know that afterward, when he desired to inherit the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no chance to repent, though he sought it with tears. All right, the verse starts with therefore, and we find ourselves kind of metaphorically surrounded by this cloud of witnesses of Hebrews chapter 11. We're in Hebrews chapter 12 now. And we have these great examples from history. And then we see Jesus enduring the things that was placed before him. And then we're asked in 12:3, hey, don't grow weary. And this idea is continued in verse 12, our verse for today, which is lift up your drooping hands, strengthen your weak knees, make straight paths for your feet. What's lame, be healed. So part of this is welcoming and accepting the intervention and the activity and the correction. That's what happened yesterday, the discipline of God. And then today we have him say, stay on task, stay on path, stay on direction, be of good health. Obviously, all these things are difficult, and there's going to be some tiredness and confusion and struggles. Well, these are just markers of Christianity's. But the charge today is, hey, don't stop there. Verse 14, strive for peace with everyone. Not just the internal challenge, not just that there are internal challenges, but we're going to find there are some external challenges. And then 14b says, strive for holiness. Be holy as I am holiness. That is, run after holiness. Pursue it hastily. Press on. Chase it. And exert behaviors consistent with holiness. Do activities that demonstrate this internal reality. So do activities within your control to achieve something that's, in a sense, beyond this control. So it's doing activities on this world to obtain something that's fully realized by a grace and a holiness that only comes from another world. All right, so God is in the holiness business. No question about that. And so in what sense am I in the holiness business, and what duties do I have? I remember the passage Galatians 6:7 is, don't be deceived. God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that also he will reap. So if you want to reap holiness, then you got to sow holiness. So I think this passage is about sowing the behaviors of holiness and grace, and certainly cooperating with God on the actions thereof. At least don't thwart them. So two examples are used of thwarters. One is the sexually immoral person. The second is Esau, who kind of give this excuse at the end and say, hey, I didn't know. No, they did know, and the time to act on their knowledge is now. And what knowledge are they asking us to do? That is, run hard after something that only God can give. Yes, I appreciate the irony here. and strive towards a holiness that's only sourced in a holy God. So the charge today is do your job. Be strong. Be on task. Be busy. Be pure. Don't mock God's economy. Don't expect a different fruit than what you sow. Know that there's a season to do this, and the season is now. And make every effort to obtain a grace that only comes from God. Yes, God's in the grace business, and we are in the business of lifting, making straight paths, strengthening, striving to obtain. God is in the holiness business, and I am involved in the relentless pursuit of holiness business. And yes, it is a holiness and a grace that is sourced only from God. I realize it comes only from God. But the charge for us is get busy. Run after this grace that only God can give, and strive with every effort to obtain a holiness that is only sourced in him. So let's let God do his job. Let him do the fine work of sharing his holiness and bestowing the unmerited favor of grace. The charge to us, though, is to strive and strengthen and sweat and lift and see to our pursuit of this, to strive for something that can only be gifted in an unmerited way. I know this is crazy. Run after something in this world that isn't even found on this world. That is holiness. It exists. Grace and holiness are real, but he bestows them only from that world. So let's run. Let's strive here to obtain a holiness and a grace that can only come from there. So let's work hard. Let's do our job to work hard for something that only God can give, and he only gives it freely. Let's be holy. Let's be full of grace. Thanks for listening.